Here at Pack Square in downtown Asheville, you can see a crowd of hundreds of protesters, a different feel from one day ago. You can see they are met here by state troopers and police in front of the fire and police departments.
What was his name? George Floyd. What did he say? I can't breathe.
Unified chants pleading for change. Invoking the name of Johnny Rush, the Asheville man beaten by police after jaywalking in 2017. Most of the crowd tonight, young protesters calling for justice and equality.
We just want them to see that we want peace just like they want peace. We fear for our life every day. I, as a black man, fear for my life every day when I walk out of my house.
Just 24 hours ago, an Asheville protest spilled onto the interstate, resulting in 4 arrests and police using tear gas.
All instigators are not allowed. If you are instigating violence, you need to leave. That's not what we're doing here. No violence.
Monday night, calls against violence. Instead, more of a push to come together.
I see the pain, and I know you can be that one person to do something different. I asked him when he goes out into the forest to think of my son.
Tori White said she felt pain through her hug with this police officer.
You don't want them to grow up and see this. You don't want them to grow up and be in fear because every time they turn on the TV, there's another person that looks like them being killed by the people that's supposed to protect them.
Many here feeling progress can come after an honest conversation. Joe Ripley, WYFF News 4, Asheville. The protests continue in downtown Asheville.
This is supposed to be a country for freedom and expression. We're not out here trying to start fights. We just want justice.
Cars honking their support driving through Pack Square. Isabel Rostel says past protests started peacefully. Then as the night wore on,
and that's when I could feel the energy rising. Everyone was talking, oh my gosh, they have gas masks. Everybody get ready to be gassed.
Police arrested 15 protesters, most from Asheville or surrounding cities, one from South Carolina. Asheville Mayor Esther Manheimer issued a state of emergency and now has a curfew in place from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Healthcare and public safety workers, among certain others, are exempt. Violators could face misdemeanor charges.
I think it's completely ridiculous because most people, they're working during the days, so they can't come out here and protest during the days. So it's totally going to dampen how many people and how loud our voice is.
Some businesses here in downtown Asheville are adapting and showing support for the protesters' message, though they're still affected by the protests and ensuing curfew.
We're closing down. We're not going to be open for dinner tonight, and it's really hurting us.
Thomas Trauger says Asheville can usually count on a bustling spring and summer, but not this year with COVID-19, protests, and now a curfew.
I can definitely see the need and the validity, but the way it's gone, just the way it's swelled and the way it's gotten violent is definitely not helping our community.
Volunteers now sawing, drilling, boarding broken windows, and cleaning up graffiti.
I don't want my kids to see this. Because they don't understand. I tried explaining this to them the whole time, and they're like, but why? Why did the cop do that? Why do people not like each other?
Tiffany Engel says she'll stay out here to clean up whatever she can.
As a mom, people make messes all the time, and you clean them up whether you made it or not.
Joe Ripley, WYFF News 4, Asheville.
We are witnessing some pretty powerful moments right now during a protest in downtown Easley, right in front of City Hall. You can see, take a look at this site. About 200 people, as I estimate, lying flat on their stomachs in silence. Just a little while ago, this crowd was chanting, "I can't breathe," in honor of the memory of George Floyd, the Minneapolis man who lost his life last week. And you can see just stunning silence here of the last couple of minutes. This protest, organized by 4 teenagers here in the Easley area. They marched at 5 o'clock from one side of Main Street over to the other, police marching with them. Earlier today, we spoke with Captain Rashad Murray with the Easley Police Department. He actually grew up in Selma, Alabama, one of the iconic sites of the civil rights movement. Murray says the force focuses on high-quality training at the state and local level, along with engaging with the people they protect who are having to interact on a call.
We can never say 100% that this will never happen again. However, what we can say as a department is that we're going to do everything in our power to see that things like this are addressed in the appropriate manner.
It looked like just moments ago there was some response by a counter-protester to which the group said Black Lives Matter. Take a look at this site, though. You can see all different races coming together, this emotional time together. We'll have much more for you coming up tonight at 11. This protest scheduled to end at 7:30 tonight. We're live in Easley. Joe Ripley, WYFF News 4.
Live, local, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6.
We can be peaceful and still be heard at the same time.
Underway right now in downtown Greenville. Hundreds showed up to share their message, what changes they want to see. Plus, history made from the coast launched into space. A look at the flight to the sky for the first time in years. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We begin first with breaking news. Our top story: protests happening all across the country. The scenes playing out differently in various cities. Here on your left, hundreds of people gathered in Greenville today in what was a peaceful protest. Then on your right, new video tonight out of Minnesota, where state leaders are blaming out-of-state protesters for the violence there. This all following the death of George Floyd. He is the Minneapolis man who died after a police officer pinned him to the ground and put his knee on his neck for more than 8 minutes, while Floyd said, "I cannot breathe." He died Monday. The police officer, Derek Chauvin, was arrested and charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter yesterday. Protests then began in Minnesota earlier this week. They have continued, oftentimes giving way to fires and damage. Protests also broke out across the country. Video here from Washington, D.C., New York, Louisville. We've got New York and Austin, Texas as well, as you see the clash with protesters and police as people took to the streets. Well, so far, protests in South Carolina and the Upstate have been peaceful. Governor McMaster says people have a right to protest. He tweeted last night, South Carolinians are well within their rights to publicly and peacefully express anger over the inexcusable taking of George Floyd's life. We should all be angry. There is no excuse for this, end quote. Two different protests played out in Greenville today. The first started this morning. Hundreds gathered downtown for a peaceful protest. Our Renee Wunderlich is at the second protest right now. She's joining us live now with their message. Renee.
In downtown Greenville, several hundred people are peacefully protesting against police brutality.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
Several hundred people packed the Peace Center's courtyard, many carrying signs speaking out after video went viral of a Minneapolis man, George Floyd, who was killed by a police officer kneeling on Floyd's neck. His last words?
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
I hope that a lot of closet people, I hope their eyes are open. I hope that people seeing the community out here, they understand the outrage and that we can be peaceful and still be heard at the same time.
After Minneapolis and several other cities saw riots and looting, Greenville community members wanted to focus on channeling pain into a peaceful demonstration.
The message of peace is for the family. George Floyd did not have a violent life, and we don't want to commemorate him in violence.
Greenville City Police monitored the demonstration, and Greenville Mayor Knox White also spoke to the crowd.
We all have to feel like it's our city, but you above everyone else, this is your city.
Some demonstrators tell me this is not the first time they've taken to the street to speak out, and now more than ever, they say, things need to change.
I protested back in 2016 for Black Lives Matter. We need to get this across. What happened to Mr. Floyd was ridiculous. We need to make it known that, no justice, no peace, no racist police. We all need to be treated equally.
We're seeing people here of all different ages, races, backgrounds. Everyone here is calling for justice. In Greenville, South Carolina, Renee Wunderlich, WYFF News 4.